Welcome to the Junkyard Rat Show, live from beautiful San Francisco, California. The yellow brick road full of the streets full of urine smell. We got today we got Paul the producer. How you doing, Paul?
Good, man. Thanks for letting me join you solo like.
I know.
For the Kabir Singh Memorial Show.
Yeah, it's tonight, isn't it? At Tommy T's in Pleasanton. Are you going?
No, because I have work to do. But you guys can get your tickets. They are available. Again, Kabir Singh Memorial Show tonight. Show starts at 7:30. Doors start at 6 or open at 6:30. GEA tickets still available. You must get tickets online. They're $30. VIP are $35. We don't know what that gets you, but you can say you were a VIP.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Give you a free T-shirt or something.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a memorial T-shirt or.
It's gonna be sad.
I think it's just another 5. Yeah, no, it's sad. It's sad when we lose a comedian, right? Usually, especially when they're doing the right things in the community.
I want to go.
Do you? So if you guys would like to fund the GoFundMe page for $30 plus an Uber ride to and fro for the rat.
I should get in for free though. I've been a friend of Kabir. I've known Kabir for years.
Well, and you've been, so people have been watching you long enough. If you guys want to support and bring out your boy, go pick him up from his home.
I need a ride. I'm in this city. Anybody going to Tommy T's tonight from San Francisco, let me know. Going to DM me on Facebook. DM me on Facebook.
So, yeah, they can give you a ride, get you in the door.
Yeah, I'll even tell my favorite Kabir story.
There you go. That's a bonus.
When Kabir talked me into sitting on Sammy Obeid's bed, and then Sammy, freaked on me. I was never allowed in his room again. Yeah, it's a true story. I never understood it, but Kabir went to high school with Sammy, so he knew that, I don't know, some guys have problems with dudes sitting on their beds. I don't know what the problem is, but
right.
Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I don't know.
That bad?
No, I don't know what it was, but it was funny. He actually talked me into doing it. I wasn't trying to do it. He was like, go sit on Sammy's bed. I was like, okay. Okay, I don't know. I didn't realize we were going to have a problem with it,
Right. So, so you get that story, and there's more to it. I hope you got to leave them wanting more. Otherwise, you just gave them the story for free.
Oh, that's my story.
That's the story.
Sammy and I, we go way back and stuff. We were friends. We were friends who needed weed.
That's funny though, but because it's even right now, it's like
I lost touch with all these people. They kind of decided. They kind of just went past me one day.
Yeah, no, I think kind of it happens with a lot of us that we, especially in the comedy game, we end up working with each other and doing different things, and you work on a couple shows, and you may even be really close with a producer, and you work multiple shows, and then all of a sudden you drop off the map. I mean, the last time I think I did a Sammy show. The last time I worked with Sammy did my show.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I think the last 3 or 4 times Sammy's done my show. I think the last time Sammy booked me was probably a Kabir show, and it probably goes back to San Jose Improv 7 years ago.
Sammy doesn't book me. I'm not ethnic enough.
You're not ethnic
I'm
enough.
not ethnic enough. He's on an ethnic pull. He's on an ethnic pull. I'm not ethnic.
You're not ethnic enough.
I'm not ethnic enough. I don't come from a country that's hated. I don't come from a hated country.
You're just not dark skinned enough, and I don't want to be.
Hey, man.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be
Hey.
racist, but you know,
No, it's not.
you
true.
still appear to be white.
No, people keep telling me. Women tell me all the time they love my peanut butter skin. You know,
Peanut butter
they love
skin.
my peanut butter skin.
There you go.
I never heard that term before. I heard it.
I never heard that term
peanut-
myself.
I
dude.
heard some guy describing a woman with her peanut butter skin. I'm like, I think I'm peanut butter skin. You know.
Peanut butter.
I do have a
skin.
sad story. Like I was when I was waiting for Bart, some guy asked me where he could get a free phone, and I told him go to like Mission and 6.
Right.
And then he's like, where can I buy a tent? And I'm like, we'll go to Target. He's like, well, Target doesn't have a one-person tent. And it's kind of sad, you know, people asking me where to buy tents. It's like, I've never bought a tent in my life.
And it's more or less where can they shoplift
Yeah.
a tent?
I told him, like, go to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Go to Dick.
There's the sports basement, but those places are expensive.
Oh, in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Most of those places, like even REI or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know where to buy a cheap tent. Like, I don't know.
No, there's no such thing as a cheap tent in San
Yeah.
Francisco. That's why half the time, that's the thing that really sells over there is like over in UN Plaza.
Uh-huh.
You know, people steal stuff all the time and go to UN Plaza and sell it.
Yeah.
But the thing that really they do well on is things like tents and like Bunsen, or not Bunsen burners, but like burners for campsites. Anything that's for surviving outside.
Yeah.
Jackets, shoes. Those are all good things that you can buy over there.
Yeah, are tents like sold out on me? Like, I mean, are people buying? Well, of course they're buying tents. There's tents all over the place out here, you know.
And they lock up tents like they're razor blades
Yeah.
at a CVS.
They lock up everything these days.
Yeah, what was I? I was in a store the other day and I couldn't believe what they were locking up.
They lock up everything. And
They were locking up something in a CVS that I thought was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's always weird. Like, yeah, they lock up everything.
It's
these
not just
days.
batteries or electronics or
Oh no.
like CVS, like every row. And I was in a place, I was in the Valley.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was in San Francisco, and like every row I went down had those little things where you have to
Yeah.
call for assistance to get your meds.
Deodorant. Who the hell's stealing deodorants? Huh?
Right.
You know.
And quite honestly, if they were to steal deodorant,
Yeah.
thank God.
I stopped using deodorants because I figured out that you got to give the Nazi salute every
gotta
time
give
you
the
put
Nazi
on.
salute.
I just didn't want to like. I do want to do a shout out to my brand St. Ides. I've been drinking one of these every day since Trump got elected. This is what flavor is this? This is
Like a mango passion, or the funny thing is he has to be like,
oh, Maui mango, St. Ides. People look at me weird because St. Ides, you know.
well, those are like 100 milligrams, bad
They're
boys.
pretty good.
Yeah, I hate when people go, oh, you know, it's gonna be kind of strong. It's like 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams. I'm like, what?
These
5
things-
and 10 milligrams doesn't do shit to me, other than chill me out.
I want St. Ides to be my sponsor. I love this shit. Send me some St. Ides, except for your malt liquor. You can keep that shit. But send me the high tea. These are like $10. Exactly $10.
They're $10, yet they're marked only $7.99.
Well, the taxes. Everything is taxed.
Well, it's like when you go to the store and that you buy the Arizona iced tea,
Yeah.
and it has, you know, they scratched off the 99 cents off the side of the can, and they go, it's $2.
Well, that's what somebody told me that St. Ides, I don't know, is using the Arizona iced tea recipe and just sticking it in weed. You know, I don't know. Have you tried this thing before?
Yeah, I've had those. So the St. Ides, I had the St. Ides, I had the PBR. I've had a few of them.
PBR is St. Ides is part of the PBR company.
Right. And so when I was
Those aren't even that
the
strong.
Emerald Cup 2 years ago, and we got to go on the yacht and go around the bay, Point Richmond, they were serving those all day long.
These things are hard to open, though. I don't know why they're so difficult to open.
I like them because they stay sealed. You can literally drink half of that, put the seal back on it, and
Yeah.
come back to it like 2 weeks later and open it, and it's still got carbonation.
Well, no, one of them opened up in my backpack. I had a 49ers hat that turned like pink and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
But pink is still a cool color, though.
Yeah.
There's worse colors your hat can turn than pink. So I went to the opening of the Urbana, Oakland Urbana, the dispensary lounge. They opened up a new one, and I had a weird incident. Like I was sitting on the couch doing the volcano, and
They still have volcanoes.
yeah,
That's nice.
they have brand new volcanoes. In fact, this hat is from Volcano, and I was like smoking out a couple women with the volcano, and one of them asked to sit down next to me where my friend went to the bathroom, so I said, yeah, sit down. And then 5 seconds later, dude, her girlfriend just flew in and just got in between us.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, dude, and I'm not hating. I'm thinking, dude, like I admire lesbians because they
I admire
they
lesbians.
beat the macho out of us when we were kids. The whole macho thing doesn't exist. But if there's one group I can say that are carrying the macho torch, the macho-ness are lesbians. They will let you know, dude, this is my girlfriend. I ain't hating. I thought it was kind of weird how fast she flew, and in fact, when they got up to go somewhere, I was telling my friend, sit the fuck down.
Jeez.
Because the way she looked at me is like, dude, your girlfriend has to sit down here. I ain't ask her like me. But yeah, she like kind of flew over. I haven't seen something like that happen. In fact, I don't think I've ever had anything that happen to me before. It's something that you see like in movies with teenagers, parents getting between kids. But I'm down. I'm down. I figure there's stuff I can learn from these women. Like, they
What's
just
the
know.
line that
They just know.
Mark Norman uses the line? He goes, "Oh, any lesbians in the audience?"
Yeah.
And then they go, "Ah," and then you go, "Oh, good. Yeah, we share a lot of interests. I like your website."
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
But yeah, so this hat is actually from the Volcano Company. I don't know what the hell their name is, but yeah.
I would think it's Volcano.
No, it's like they have a name, but they actually own the trademark to the volcano. So that's why you don't see a lot of volcanoes. The company, and it's like $1,000. Somebody told me it's expensive.
It used to be, yeah. It used to be like $700 for a nice volcano.
Yeah, it's expensive. I mean, there's no doubt that it cost, but Urbana is really nice. I gotta say they have people who kept asking me if I wanted some water. I mean, they really take care of you at Urbana. It's really nice.
Yeah, they don't want people passing out.
Well, of course they don't want. Actually, I saw the mayor. The Oakland mayor came in. He was there for like a couple minutes. So he came in because it was a grand opening. There was a couple of politicians. But yeah, I saw the Oakland mayor. I was about to yell 4 more years, but
4 more.
but I knew this guy. He ain't gonna win 4 more years. He looked like he was in his 30s. He was hella young. I was like, damn. I thought I was old. But yeah, But yeah, it was pretty fun. I went back Saturday, but there wasn't much going on Saturday and stuff. A couple of vendors. The thing that surprises me, some brands have lasted for years in this business, like Kiva and Pete's Treats.
Yeah, certain ones you're like going, how do they like Kiva? So Kiva
Yeah.
has a good product, but it's really expensive.
Yeah, the chocolate bar.
Yeah.
And they didn't give out any like chocolates. I was like, where's the free chocolates?
Right.
In fact, somebody gave me a joint on Friday, and I was smoking the joint. I didn't realize you're not allowed to smoke joints in here. It's like it's a lounge.
Even if it's their joint?
Yeah, you're not allowed to smoke anything. You can vape. You can vape.
Oh, you can vape.
You can vape, yeah. So on Saturday there were some vendors. In fact, like one of my favorite weed brands was there. Sense. They got the best weed. It's hard to find that weed. They're all. It's hard to find that weed. I don't understand why it's so hard. It's good weed though.
Right.
It's good weed though, and
That's kind of weird that again you can't smoke a joint in there.
you can't. I think it's a citywide thing. Since it's really popular and stuff. I think they're grown in San Francisco somewhere. I think they're indoor grown and stuff.
What the stuff from Urbana? What are you talking about?
No, the scents. They have a factory somewhere. The Sense brand. They grow a lot of weed in San Francisco, surprisingly.
Yeah, there's a lot of what they call white label companies that are distributions
Yeah.
that grow weed for different cannabis clubs and let them put their name on it. But white label is kind of like, do you know do you know what white label means?
Yeah, I know what a white label is.
So what does that mean to you when you're thinking about the cannabis industry?
Well, not only cannabis, but like if you were gonna buy like a Coca-Cola knockoff, a lot of the times it's actually made by Coca-Cola. They also make the knockoffs and they sell it.
Right. And so sometimes like you said, key brands will make products but don't want to stick their brand on it.
Yeah.
So they stick a white label on it and they
Uh-huh.
don't represent it as St. Ides or Coca-Cola
Yeah.
or whatever, or even in this case, Kiva.
Yeah.
They just make the product, they give it to the company, and the company puts their own branding and
Yeah.
represents it as theirs.
Well, like this stuff, I mean, who knows who makes it, I mean, it says St. Ides, but most likely it's made by another company.
Well, like you said, it's probably the parent company is something like PBR, and they have like
Yeah.
5 different labels underneath them.
That's true. I'm surprised, I thought there would be a lot of people breaking into the weed industry. I'm surprised that St. Ides and like PBR, actually got in. I thought we would see a lot more companies and stuff.
I've drank a lot of different types of, like we're talking about liquid cannabis and stuff.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of those. And a lot of those for me are really kind of chintzy and they don't work. The St. Ides really does because it's 100 milligrams. The PBR was good because I forget what it had, and it's like 20 or 30. It's a pretty good amount of milligrams.
Yeah.
But other ones, I've seen ones like, I think it's Lagunitas.
Mhm.
Lagunitas does one, and it's $10, and you
Yeah.
don't feel anything from it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I'm sorry, if I'm going to spend $10 on a top shelf drink,
Yeah.
I better feel something, even if it's, I'm going to drink this and not be jonesing to smoke.
There's another brand I got at Mo Green's called Uncle Arnie's, which is really good.
Really?
I think it's called Uncle Arnie's. Yeah. The funny thing is, they had somebody playing music, and I was coughing on the volcano.
You're coughing on the volcano.
And he mentioned it like, yeah, I want to smoke. This guy keeps coughing. I'm not trying to smoke anything because this guy, he got scared. Yeah, it was a fun night. The politicians, I mean, but yeah, Urbana, there's like an Urbana in Mission. It's kind of small. There's another one, but yeah, you don't see like that kind of service. I mean, these people,
They treat you well
yeah, I'm not even
because they want you
sure,
to come back.
but I'm not even sure if that was just like a weekend thing or are they always gonna be like that. But yeah, it's like 5 blocks from. It's actually. Have you been to Dave's Hot Chicken in Oakland?
No.
It's right across from Dave's Hot Chicken.
So here's what is being lost on the community a lot of the time is that they don't have what is missing from today's business world: customer service.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you and I grew up on.
Yeah.
You would walk into even a 7-Eleven
Mm-hmm.
and people would go, "Good morning, welcome."
Good morning. Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't been treated like an individual for years, but now in the last few years, last couple years maybe, I've been treated like, oh, we're treating you like a customer that we want to keep.
Yeah.
I literally walked into a 7-Eleven. Good afternoon. Well, thank you. Hi.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we have, pizza's on sale for $5.99.
That's
Wow.
true.
Like I don't want a pizza, but thank you for engaging with me.
Yeah.
Half the time when you go into somewhere, they don't even look you in the face. Sometimes when you walk into a business, especially like a gas station, they're like, we're doing you a favor. I shouldn't even have to say hello or goodbye or thanks or whatever. It's, what do you want? Okay, go. And it's like, really?
Yeah,
I'm spending money at your
I
establishment.
was at Target in Walnut Creek this morning, and I was and they treated me pretty well. Like, but the woman didn't ring up one of my little things. She said it was too small. She couldn't see it. And then it was like my price was like 801, and she decided I have to put in the penny. She said, "Don't worry about the penny." So,
Oh, she let you go from the penny.
but I had a penny. I was like, I got a penny. I got a cent. There's not much that you can do with a cent.
So she couldn't scan your product. So what did she do?
No, she scanned it. She didn't see it. It was like little. She scanned two things. I had three things. I had a little thing.
Oh.
She's like, I didn't see the little thing. But yeah, But yeah, like the dispensaries, they always treat you well, but but they expect you to ask questions. I don't ask questions. Most of the time when I just show up to these lounges, I'm like, I'll take the $7 joint. like
I won't smoke pre-rolls.
They always tell me like, well, it's gonna be like $11. I'm like, I know it's gonna be like $11. But if I say the $11 joint, they're gonna give me a $15 joint. So
but is it because yeah, I hate pre-rolls.
Well, because some dispensaries the price includes the taxes. Others they don't. They don't let you know.
I like it when they include the taxes.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I know this thing is $10.
But yeah, but if you look at something in $7.99, you're like, okay, so is that like 10 or 11?
Yeah.
I'd rather them go, it's $8.
Oh yeah.
And they've already paid the tax on it.
Yeah.
And if you ever look at, especially here in San Francisco, if you look at a cannabis club receipt, the amount of taxes and the type of taxes they collect is crazy. There's like 4 lines for taxes.
Yeah.
And then they get you for like fees too. They get you for like card fees and this fee and that fee.
Yeah.
And before you know it, let's say your $8 drink is $12. And it's like, wait, hold on. How did you just add a third to the final cost?
Well, you got city taxes, county, state taxes. I mean,
and the funny thing is these guys are collecting it, but they're not paying it to the government.
Well, no, because they can't afford it. Like
no, because the federal government will not collect. They'll take your money, but they're not going to take it for income on cannabis. They're not supposed to.
No, they're not.
And so a lot of these clubs are really just stockpiling cash. So whenever they get nailed for taxes, whenever the government pipes up and says, "Okay, we're ready," and I think a lot of them are actually prepaying their taxes. So like, if you go to the federal government, they are paying taxes on their income based on whatever they collect, so that whenever it happens, they're not going to owe like $2 million.
Well, Trump's gonna legalize weed anyway, so he's gonna at least try.
You think he is? His current Department of Justice person is against pot.
I don't think that matters.
You don't think that the guy that's the sheriff for the country and he doesn't like pot, he doesn't support cannabis, you think he's going to legalize it?
Well, yeah, because Trump's a business person.
Right. And so
and his friends are going to and I think he's just waiting around for his friends to get involved in the weed industry.
He's waiting for his friends.
I'm quite sure he's you know how these things work, I'm sure Elon Musk might want to get in the weed business soon. He likes ketamine anyway, doesn't he? He does his things. So I'm sure one of these guys is going to convince him. What about Amazon? We got all Amazons down there. Bezos. I mean, he's got all these techie people down there, all these techie people. The techie world is involved in the weed industry already. So I'm quite sure it's going to, it might be the end of this 4 years, but
someone like Bezos doesn't even have to touch pot. I think pot would be taboo for someone like Bezos if you think about it, because
not really. I mean, why wouldn't Amazon deliver you weed?
Well, that's different. But what I'm saying is, why would Bezos want to diversify into pot? He's one of the richest guys in the country, and he's doing it all legally.
Because that's what Amazon does. They bring you They're in. They're
Sure.
they're bringing you medicines. They got pharmacy now.
Yeah,
I
until they
mean,
can actually start shipping things across state lines legally.
yeah. I mean,
Legally.
but that's what I'm saying. It's gonna take these people to clear all that up.
It's gonna take the billionaires to convince the establishment, in other words, our government, Trump, and all those guys, and the Republicans to buy into it because there's a lot of money into it. So you should just suck it up and do it.
Well, I think the main group that's gonna legalize marijuana, which it sounds crazy, but it's the banking industry. As long as the banking industry starts thinking we're losing a lot of money,
Well, yeah, same thing with the
because
IRS.
I mean Visa refuses to let you use their cards to buy weed, so I think it's all gonna be up to the banking industry. The banking industry one day decides they want to be in the weed game. They're gonna the Mastercard, the Visa, the credit card companies are really the ones that are gonna push this thing.
Well, yeah, I
You
think the
know?
Fed is definitely gonna push it. I think the Fed is the one that should be pushing it,
Yeah,
because that's where the money is.
yeah,
That is where the money is. So,
yeah, and I think that's the way it's gonna go. But now they can sell coffee. I mean, there's a lot of things they gave us some Martinelli because they couldn't give us champagne. You can't have champagne at some opening, a weed. Everything is classified in America. It's really weird.
right.
I mean, I remember when I went to Amsterdam, like they didn't classify you. You could have weed, coffee, food. You could have whatever you wanted with the weed. I mean, it wasn't like you can only have weed here. You can't smoke blunts here. You can, everything is like classified. It's like nuts.
Right.
But I think little by little, especially, especially California is gonna need more money. They're gonna have to do something because the California fires are gonna cost them a lot of money. A lot of these people they can't build.
Right.
So I think sooner or later California is gonna end up legalizing not only marijuana, they're gonna legalize mushrooms, all that stuff, DMT, all the psychedelics, because they're just gonna have to figure out how to bring in some cash. Because I mean, this whole idea, how they always talk about every year, every month, or like there's all these new jobs created. I mean, they only tell you what kind of jobs got created. They could be part-time jobs, you know. I mean, from people I talk to, it's not easy to find a good full-time job anymore. They usually just put you in a contract. So you get hired for a while, but you don't get insurance. You got to buy your own insurance. The techie companies aren't really hiring that many people anymore. So it's like they're gonna have to figure out, how to make some cash, and I think that's the best way to go. They're gonna legalize it, but yeah, it's kind of funny how everything is like regulated and stuff.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because, like you were just saying, money is the thing that it makes the world go around, so to speak.
Yeah,
And so, if you think about it, um, it's definitely it's definitely the money that's going to be the motivator. Like you said, it's the banks. I think it's the Fed. The Fed is going to leave it up to the states. The states need money, and so I could see
yeah.
it happening.
It's weird. I've never seen anybody protesting at the Fed here in San Francisco. I don't think most people even know there's a Fed bank in San Francisco.
There's so many federal buildings
No,
in
but
San Francisco.
there's a federal. Yeah, there's like a federal bank. It's like near Embarcadero actually. It's right there. There's actually like a federal bank.
Yeah, because the one time during what was it, Occupy San Francisco?
Oh yeah, the Occupy movement. Yeah.
Yeah, they went down and they walked in front of that building and then ended up throwing bricks through it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I was there and I was walking with them and I was like a couple blocks back and they started breaking windows and I'm
Oh,
like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't need to be doing time
Oh yeah.
for a movement.
Did you watch the football games this weekend?
No, I did not. I did not. I was recovering. I've been sick for a week and a
Are you
half.
better? What did you get? Was it even?
So first it was a virus, then they said it was COVID, then they said it was RSV and COVID, then they said they don't know, and they couldn't give me Paxlovid, and so that set off my asthma, then I got a sinus infection that set off my asthma.
Oh yeah.
So hell, and hell, but I'm better now.
You're better now.
Yeah.
You even got your dog sick in the meantime.
You got my dog sick.
You didn't even feel bad. Like you don't even know what kind of disease, but you got no problem. You don't have any problem spreading your disease to your dog.
No, but it's funny because my dog was hanging out with me so much that I thought I had gotten, what is it called? Ringworm.
Oh, yeah?
And it's like, oh, if you lie with dogs too long. And I'm like, yeah, my dog had been sitting next to me for a week and a half, wouldn't leave my bedside except to eat and go to the bathroom.
That's a good dog.
That's a really loyal dog. And then so I realized, I was like, I had this weird little spot on me, and I'm like, oh no, do I have like a ringworm? And they're like, yeah, if you're hanging out with dogs too much. And I'm like, okay. So I inspected my dog, and then I inspected my thing. It was some little mark I guess I had because it was gone in a day or two.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, thank God.
Thank God you're better and stuff. Did your dog get sick at all? Or?
No. So everybody was like, oh, you don't get your dog sick. And I'm like, yeah, he's starting to get sick.
Wow.
He wears a mask.
Hell yeah. I see people wearing masks to this day. Like I haven't worn a mask in a couple of years and stuff.
No, I have. I did during when I was sick, because there was multiple times where I had to go and interface with people.
Oh, yeah.
Either go to the store, go get gas, be in the same part of the house as my family, and no, I wore a mask.
Yeah. Not me.
My kids still got kind of sick too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What, this week or?
With this what?
With their I don't think it was COVID. I think there's something going around.
There is. There's major like flu and stuff going around, and everybody's saying it's really bad.
Oh yeah.
And so that maybe I had that, because my doctor can never really confirm. He just gave me antibiotics. He gave me stuff for my sinus infection.
You never really you were never positive on a COVID.
Nope.
Test, right?
I took 3 total COVID tests, one in the very beginning, which it's funny, I don't have the test on me. But anyway, we think it was either old, it was outdated, old, or it was a false negative.
Yeah, no, there's something going around.
Oh, no, it's horrible. And like I said, it's bad.
It's called Trump disease.
It's Trump disease. Everybody's got the Trump blues.
Some people are going crazy over Trump, and some people are really upset because there's not a woman president. And I tell these people, you do know that Mexico's got a female president. You're always able to move down there,
Right.
Wouldn't it be great if all these women moved to Mexico, they would just move around, a bunch of women would move around and only live in countries with female presidents.
Right. So
Not
that
all.
would be fine. That would be fine if we had a female president.
Yeah, I would be okay with it, but it's like, I think they just picked the wrong ones, I always had a vision.
Kamala was kind of set up. She didn't really have a real campaign. She only had whatever it was, 6 weeks, not even 2 months, to garner votes. You sit there and puff it like it's a fucking cigar.
I don't know. I think Kamala messed up. First of all, the biggest voting group in America, they're white people. So of course you're not gonna call a bunch of white people Nazis, and you're gonna lose your biggest voting bloc. I think that's a mistake. You can't win a national election without white people. I mean, nobody even said it, but I'll be honest with it. You can't win. You can't become
So
president.
you don't think she had the white vote?
I said that she lost it because
I don't even think she had the woman vote, which is scary.
Well, yeah, women, that's the thing about women. Not all women are like, I think because women kind of understand what type of woman needs to get in there to be a good president. I think because they've been in these situations a lot more, they kind of understand, that what kind of personality it's gonna take to win, and it's gonna happen. I think the thing about it is Americans, we're like fucked up people. The truth is, we're gonna have to fall in love with the first female president. We're gonna have to crush on her. Like that's what's gonna take because we're like stupid people, And the truth is, like I think a lot of people they feel uncomfortable because they think like if they vote a minority, we can't talk shit about them. We might get canceled. But I think yeah, it's gonna take somebody. I say, I say it's gonna take like somebody like Dolly Parton, that kind of personality. Just like
Is somebody that really like a Donald Trump. That's a
nah, like it's who reminds me of it could have been like remember Ann Richards who was the governor of Texas.
Ann Richards,
She
governor
was
of
governor.
Texas.
She lost to Bush.
Okay.
But before the second Bush, before the Bush Jr. became president, he was governor in Texas. He beat out Ann Richards. Ann Richards, that's the kind of personality. Because it's social media. We gotta feel something.
Well,
It's
I'll tell
kind
you
of
that with
sad.
like with Hillary, it wasn't cool because I think each woman that's been up for it has never gotten a fair shake at it.
Well,
Hillary, I don't think
not.
enough people liked her.
Yeah.
And there was multiple reasons for that. And then it could be anything from the laptop and Benghazi and all that other
Well,
crap.
Kamala was a bad choice.
And then Kamala, I think, would have been an okay choice, but they set her up to fail, or should I say that Biden didn't get out and or give up in time for her to get a real fair shake.
I think Kamala. For years, Kamala's had problems with the people who work for her. She's not that popular, and I think there's a certain personality of a politician. It's different from women. We got Bill Clinton who's a fucking charmer, but we don't have female politicians. You can just go that those people can just charm the hell out of you, and
Right.
it's gonna take somebody that just knows how to charm somebody. And I know, I mean, it does sound kind of sexist, but on the real, I come from Chile. We had a female president. She was, people liked her. They felt something from her.
Well, and other countries have had female presidents and it's
Yeah,
worked. So it's just now it's time for the U.S. to do
yeah.
it. And I think it might have been too much for a female and then a female of color. Really?
No, I think that's the other problem. I mean, I might be getting in trouble, but white women. I think a lot of white women probably wanted a white female president. You know,
Well, then great.
I'm
Put
not
one up.
saying because you look at the history of the feminist movement, like it's like I,
Oh, who
it's
was that girl? Who
crazy.
was the girl that dropped out and now is they were saying that she might be part of Trump's cabinet. The
Oh, is
other
it Tulsi or
Yeah, yeah.
there's a couple of them, but
Yeah, and she's the one that was like saying that she wasn't going to take it and she's not going to support Trump and da 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 da. And she ended up supporting him after she dropped out.
because you're a Republican, you need a job. There's only two parties. That's the other
It's like all
problem.
the Democrats and all the news media, the left winged news media, all
Yeah.
kissing his ass now that he won. They're afraid that they're gonna have retaliation put against him. Really?
I mean, look at
Come on.
look
That's
at
like okay. So as a comedian, have you ever talked shit about Trump on stage?
yeah, all the
Okay,
time.
so are you gonna take it all back now that he's won? Are you
Why
afraid that
not?
he's gonna come to wherever you're performing and have you canceled?
No, I'm not afraid of that. But I'll be honest with you. I'm not in politics. That's the thing about being in politics. Like Dick's daughter, what's her name? The one that
Dick Cheney?
Dick Cheney's daughter. Like Dick Cheney, the only
Or are
reason,
you talking about his wife, Liz Cheney?
no, his daughter.
Okay.
His daughter, like the reason she was able to stand up against Trump being a Republican is like She doesn't
Is she the one that
need.
was gay?
No, the sister's gay,
Oh,
but
okay.
she doesn't really need a career. You gotta understand these
Yeah, she
people.
doesn't care about the repercussions. So it's the same
Yeah,
thing with comedians. So even if you're not a political comedian, even if you talk shit on stage,
yeah.
speak truth to power, which a lot of people do it. It doesn't mean you have to go, whatever, Trump
Nah, I
bashing.
mean, nah, you don't have to. Just be honest.
Well, nowadays,
Be
mentioning
honest.
politics on stage is
Yeah,
like um, you're dividing your audience. So we've always
yeah,
said it. If you go on stage and you're a guy comedian and you start off your set with, "Hey guys, aren't women bitches?"
yeah,
You've just lost every woman in the audience.
yeah. It's true. I mean,
So, but if you go up there as a comedian and go, "Hey folks, how you doing? Aren't relationships crazy?"
yeah.
Then everybody's on board because everybody's been in a weird relationship or a crazy relationship.
But look at. I mean, look at Rob Schneider, who, Rob Schneider came out of the Bay Area, can't even perform out here because he's like right wing now, and it's like he owned like Bimbos. Remember, Bimbos,
Yeah,
the
the
pub.
360 or
I
whatever.
mean, this guy had roots here,
I didn't realize he owned that.
Yeah, he owned Bimbos. He had roots here, but you're associated with Fox News now. Now you can't even perform in the city.
He
And
he
it's
shut somebody down on stage. I saw a video of him.
yeah,
He shut somebody down on stage, and I can't remember what it was, but I was like, "Oh wow, look at Rob
it's
Schneider go."
yeah, it's almost you gotta choose. Are you gonna be this side? But when you're involved in politics.
Well, I just watched the new Bill Maher special, and I want to say, is anybody else seeing this? I think that's what it's called, but it's basically saying enough's enough. This is kind of crazy. This
Yeah,
is lunatic. And he mentions the same thing I've been talking about my entire comedy career, which is you should still be able to speak truth to power, but why do we even have to talk about religion or
yeah,
politics? Because you should be able to, like I was just saying about dividing the room. If you go in and you start going, "Oh, fucking Trump this, fucking Trump that,"
yeah,
you'll lose half the room.
yeah,
And so if you go up there and go, "Hey, isn't this shit crazy?" Doesn't matter if you're on the right or the left, but
yeah,
isn't politics just fucking nuts right now? Everybody, both sides of the aisle, would agree with you.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that he's a perfect guy to talk about because he had my mom was the biggest Bill Maher fan.
oh
We
yeah,
we were in Atlantic City. We went to see him live. She watched the show every week. My mom never had HBO. She would watch the shit on YouTube. And the minute he turned on Biden, oh, that was it. That was it for Bill Maher.
well, so like
That
right
was it
now,
for Bill
he
Maher.
even mentions that in this new comedy
Yeah.
special. He talks about I make fun of the left because they're so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's true. You can't. The minute you say something,
What does he call it? The ultra woke or
Yeah,
whatever.
and this guy's still like, he's not a Republican. I'm quite sure he didn't vote for Trump.
No, but he sees
And
absurdities in the world and he calls it out.
it's hard. It's a hard business to be in, especially now. I can't even. My brother's in Chile right now, and I think he went to skip the inauguration. But yeah, my brother wants to stay in Chile. Last time I was there, I wanted to stay in Chile because things are just they're crazy. And it's
Well,
like,
it's like politics never really
yeah,
never affected all of our lives the way it does since 2016.
yeah, it's crazy. We got
And it's been 8 years. We're having
yeah,
fatigue.
and we got Israel. The whole how they.
Everything. The
I
Middle
mean,
East, Gaza. What about the Gulf of America? I mean, again, we're
Israel.
not just talking about Trump. We're talking about just the state of affairs in this
Israel
world.
traded 4 female soldiers for like 200 Hamas prisoners.
That doesn't seem very
I
even.
know. Four female soldiers for like this is how it's crazy. Like they gotta trade. What about the male Israeli soldiers that are like what about them?
Well, and
I
then the
mean,
other
how
thing
valuable these 4 women were. Like we gotta trade 200 prisoners for them.
well, and then they were talking about how much stuff Trump was going to do on day one, including stopping this war.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna stop the Ukraine. He's gonna stop both wars eventually. I think
You think?
I think Putin is willing to make a deal at this point because he realizes he's not going to take out Ukraine. He really
I think
thought,
he should cut his losses.
yeah,
I agree, but I don't think it's Donald Trump that's
no, it's not going to be
forcing his
Donald
hand.
Trump. I think it's just been going on too long that eventually he's going to say, whatever. I'm not going to be able to take these people over.
Right.
And it's weird timing, the whole Israeli Hamas piece, after Trump gets in there. But it's like, that's the thing about these countries, like Ukraine, they don't give a fuck who the president of the U.S. is. Zelensky came here, became Biden's best friend. He's Trump's best friend. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody that just needs us.
Right.
But, I think eventually, Putin's going to decide enough's enough. We got to get out.
Right.
Let them be. Because he can't wipe them out,
Well, and he thought it was going to be done and done really quick,
Yeah.
and it wasn't.
Well, there's a lot. They're getting a lot of help. They are getting a lot of money.
They're getting a lot of arms, a lot of help,
They're getting a lot
and they're
of
also
private-
not meeting a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
Like even with here's my little slam about the Biden government. I think Biden should have put more pressure on him.
Yeah. But what can Biden do,
He could stop the flow of goods going into Russia. He could stop support. He could have done a few things, but he didn't want to rock the boat, and he didn't want to get in the middle of their war.
Well, yeah, of course he want to get involved because he's already compromised in Ukraine. I mean, after what happened with with all business deals with his son and stuff.
Sure.
So in a way, he didn't want to be associated with Ukraine because he's one of the reasons why Zelensky got in there in the first place. Because after what the deal they made with the last government.
But so then you would think that would be the reason he should have.
Well, he couldn't do anything because Russia's a European power. They're one of the world's powers.
The only reason he didn't want to get into it is he didn't want to.
Well, nobody got involved in that.
Right.
war.
Everybody backed off. Why? Because they didn't want to fuck with Russia because they know Russia is a loose cannon.
Yeah.
And that, let's say if the U.S. got in the middle of it, who knows what Putin would have done? He could have pushed the button.
Everybody's in business with Russia, Everybody's in
Well, that's like saying everybody's in
Russia.
bed with us, too. Everybody's in business with us.
They are, I mean, Chile's got the best economy in Latin America, and it's because of America, We have a free trade agreement with America, There's no doubt about it, like why you go to Chile right now, it's like, yeah, this is it, but it's, in a way we're tied to America. A lot of countries are, and but yeah, I mean, eventually those wars are going to get settled, but it's not going to be because of Trump. I mean, I think Putin's just going to realize.
Right.
Going to realize it, but it's all good. So is your friend bringing me weed too? Or?
Yeah, sure. That's what he's doing.
What about Ringo? Is there any events coming up?
There's always events coming up. I'll have to check the calendar, but there always is. That was a good little segue into this, though. Again, this is for the Kabir Singh Memorial Show tonight. Tommy T's Pleasanton. That's right. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. Get your tickets online only.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you read the following stuff because you got to use the same credit card. You got to produce the credit card at the door. All that stuff. You got to still get your 2-item minimum. But again, general admission $30. VIP seating $35. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. Again, Tommy T's in Pleasanton. Get your tickets for the Kabir Singh Memorial Show.
That's right.
And support. All the proceeds go to his wife or girlfriend, something. His family, his family.
He wasn't married, so.
I forget who they said what her name is, and I see that's how well I don't know Kabir.
Yeah, well,
I think it's his girlfriend, but it's his family. Money goes to his family.
I haven't seen Kabir in a couple of years, so yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's successful. I hope it's fun. I want to go.
So again, if you guys want to bring the Rat to the Kabir Singh Memorial Show, please reach out to him and drop into his DMs and let him know.
Let me know.
This is one time you can drop into his DMs and not feel obligated
I
for
do
sex.
cry easily though. I do cry easily.
Jesus Christ.
I do cry easily.
Yeah, if you want to see the rat cry at a
I
memorial
just don't
show.
want to cry at Tommy T. Like,
Yeah, the only time I cry at Tommy T's is after my set.
And then they start. I don't want people like, remember that night Christmas is crying.
Chris is crying.
Chris is crying. I mean, yeah, to tell you the truth, I'm not very experienced in memorials, and I haven't been to too many of them. I mean, I've been to a couple of them. I think I've only been to one funeral, and it wasn't even somebody I knew. I was kicking it with a friend of mine. Some East LA professor died, some art professor. And yeah, I came over to my friend's house. I was wearing tie dye. So he said, "Hey, why don't you come to this funeral?" Because he was an art professor. So the family just assumed I was one of his students.
Since you were wearing tie dye.
I was wearing tie dye. We were cool. We were just smoking weed and stuff.
His name wasn't Ty.
Nah, he was I forgot what was his name. Yeah, he was a professor at East LA. And but yeah, it's like, it's sad. I mean, he wasn't even 40 and stuff.
Right.
It's crazy. Like, yeah, I mean, the whole thing is just sad. It's like, it's crazy.
So do you know anybody down in LA that's dealing with the fires?
Not personally. Do you? Do you know anybody's house?
Oh, I've seen a lot of
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of comedians kind of doing it in the middle of it. So
I don't know.
I've seen a lot that are either moving or have had to move or something.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
it's definitely happening.
It's sad, but I think the whole fire is gonna affect us. It's gonna affect the Bay Area economy because some of those people are headed over here.
Right.
They're
Oh yeah,
headed
for
over
sure.
here. So, and it's sad. It's crazy. I mean, I went to Santa Monica College. I lived in Santa Monica back when it was nicknamed Soviet Monica. Yeah, because they had rent control. There used to be rent control down there. Well, I mean, yeah, because our state representative was what's his name? He was I think he was. It wasn't Barbara Walters. He was dating. No, it was Jane Fonda. I forgot the guy's name, but yeah, I mean Santa Monica. My junior college was so good. They kept talking about going 4 years. My professors it's probably one of the best junior colleges in the country and stuff. I ended up down there because they had sportscasting classes. I used to want to be a sportscaster.
Right.
Until I realized, like, who wants to talk about sports all the time, I'm too.
I mean, if that's your world, but
yeah, I mean, I like sports. I'll talk about sports, but I mean, there's so much you gotta learn. Like, you gotta know all the names of the players. I mean, our football team's got like 50 players. Like, I've never memorized the roster of the 49ers, but yeah, but Santa Monica College, to this day, it's probably like, I really like Santa Monica, but yeah, I used to think back and I thought, I should have just bought property instead of going to college. If I had to do it over again, I would have just had my parents take all my college money and just buy me property, because I mean, college is fun, and I think college, but you got to be motivated.
right.
Did you go to college? You went to some college, didn't you? You got to be motivated to go to college. You really gotta wanna, boom. You gotta have like, boom. You gotta be wanting to,
Right.
You just can't like just kick it. It's fun. I'm sitting in Fresno. Then I went to Fresno State and I was like, I like Fresno State, but I figured out like, yeah, I don't know. I just never had that in me. Like, just be completely motivated. That's why you see my mom went to college in her 40s, I think, and my mom got like a 3.8 at San Jose State. My dad went to Stanford. My brother got straight A's his last 2 years at Cal Poly, and it's like, yeah, look at me. I'm like, what the hell happened to me? What happened to my grades? But yeah, I did really well in classes that I really like was motivated in.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't have that burning desire. You gotta have a burning desire to, I'm gonna conquer this bitch. Like I'm gonna conquer college. And this is my road. God damn it! And you're in there like, oh man. I was never good of a reader. I couldn't like, yeah, I couldn't like, I didn't memorize. Sometimes, yeah, I was just a terrible student.
You were just a terrible
I was
student.
a terrible student. I can't even lie. I was a terrible student and stuff. I was a terrible student.
So what do you have planned for this week?
This week, this week is a good week, because I actually have the AMC Movie Pass.
Yeah. So you said they were making that worse now, or not as good?
No, it's pretty cool. I went to see Baby Girl. You know Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman?
Really? No. Not at all.
Yeah, she's
Baby Girl.
Baby Girl. I think was it in England the movie was filmed. Yeah. Yeah, she was mentoring some guy I think it was it a college? I don't know. Mentoring some guy and then she started sleeping with a guy, and the problem was that she'd been married to her husband for 23 years, but the guy never gave her an orgasm.
Okay.
And this dude, this young dude, like, he was making her cup, and she felt guilty about it, and then I don't want to give the ending, but at the end, yeah, at the end, I think the husband finally figured out how to make her come. So it's almost like, you know.
Should we open up the phone lines for you?
Yeah, so if you can't make your wife come, maybe you gotta hire somebody to teach you. Maybe there's classes on like that. Maybe you can hire what's her name, who used to be on the network.
All right, guys. If you want to call in, I'm going to post the phone number now.
The studio hotline is open, 650-503-3435. The studio hotline is open, 650-503-3435.
All right, we're back. So there's the phone number if you want to call in, guys.
Call in. Call in.
What do I have? We have multiple people watching on YouTube right now.
Who's watching? Who's watching this show? Who's watching?
Feel free to make comments down below. We are monitoring our comments.
Oh, yeah.
You have the phone number there. We will have that posted for you. I guess I should log into my phone number.
I think I just got to bring a Trump hater in each week to be on the show.
You just got to bring.
I need a Trump hater.
I need a Trump
hater. I don't know. There's a lot of, it's hard to look at Facebook because people are like, oh my, Elon Musk is not a Nazi. Like, he just raised his arm. He raised his fucking arm. But, it's just strange, like, who hasn't raised their fucking arm, Who hasn't?
Yeah, that was pretty lame.
Yeah. Who hasn't raised their fucking arm? I want to know.
No, but he only did it once. He did it totally like he was being Nazi. And he did it more than once.
Well, yeah, you got to understand these South Africans. So they have a different humor system because they used to be run by Nazis. Not even like 20 years ago. Remember the regime that was in power in South Africa before Mandela? They were a bunch of Nazis,
Sure. Okay. So again, can't we learn?
Yeah.
From the past?
It's wrong, but
there you go. Thank you. That's what I was looking for you to acknowledge it.
It is wrong, but it's like, And the thing about it, a lot of these Elon Musk haters, I'm quite sure a lot of them have Tesla cars.
Right.
Because the thing about it, you don't see a lot of Elon Musk haters who are like eating at McDonald's a lot, There's a certain group there's a certain like what is it called? There's a certain group of Elon Musk haters. So
Yeah,
yeah,
there's a lot of haters in general out there, but
there's a
yeah,
lot.
he's
Yeah,
bringing on more and more stuff on himself, but
yeah.
he's also seems like he's bought
Ah,
into the administration. I mean, he's
yeah.
literally spent money
Well, yeah.
to be influential to Trump.
I've been saying this for years. He bought Twitter. He bought Twitter to run this election. He bought Twitter to get Trump in there. People kept talking about he's losing.
But it wasn't Twitter, it was really just his money.
No, but no. What I'm saying is like because he saw the effect. He saw the effect that Facebook had and Google had on the last election.
Right.
So he was sitting around going, I can do it too.
Right.
I can do it too. He came in and he did it. But the thing about Elon Musk used to be a Democrat. All these people were all Democrats. RFK Jr. was a Democrat. Like somehow the Democrats got to wonder how they lost all these people. How you even, how you even lose the world's richest man to another political party? There's something wrong with you. That somebody messed up there. Somebody messed up. The world's richest man. You should have somebody there kicking it with him at all times. You need to be besties with that guy. He's the world richest man. You can't sit around and crying like I can't believe we lost. I call you lost. He's the world's richest man. He said whatever, but I had no doubts, because people don't realize how much money like Facebook gave to the Biden campaign the last time. Because he did it through other PACs, but they gave a lot of money. And, I'm not surprised all these people, Larry Ellison from Oracle was kicking it with Trump the other day. Like, Trump is a business person. He's going to kick it with all the business.
Well, even did the inauguration, he had a whole section full of the millionaires.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Or billionaires, sorry. Because, it's not good enough to say millionaires anymore.
Because, but that's the way it is every time, We act like this is the first time these people showed up.
No, he's just done it up front.
Nah.
He's done it
Weren't
without
they
hiding
there
it.
they were there for the Biden one too, weren't they? I mean, these people.
No, not like that.
But,
and they definitely didn't have their own little section right up front. They might have been invited. They might have been there, and there might have only been one or two. But he invited the whole roster.
That's what you do. You bring in the people supported the people who lost,
right?
And you bring them up and you let them know, hey, But Trump's a business person, he's a business person, he's about money. I got no doubt, anything that's money involved, he's going to get involved in,
Right.
And, and it really doesn't matter, we think about MAGA this and MAGA that, but at the end, this is about money, and this is about family money.
Right.
And all these politicians, they come in here, they care about making some family money, So I'm not even surprised. Like people act like, I don't know. I don't got a problem with Larry Ellison. I like Oracle. My brother used to go to Oracle World every year out here. My brother, he works in that world. The whole tax, RIS websites, the money thing. That's what Oracle does. So.
Have you seen Jim Norton's new podcast?
No, where's it at?
He does it out of, I want to say, some, beautiful apartment in New York City. And he literally sits there with another guy and they talk. And literally you can call in and talk to them. Like the last show I saw that he put out his phone number and you could call in for advice.
You can talk to me. Why isn't anybody calling in?
I don't know.
What the hell's wrong with these people, man?
Don't know.
They just don't want to get involved.
That's right. Again, it's 650-503-3435 if you want to call in.
650-503-3435. I'm too controversial.
You're too controversial.
They want to be hide. They want to hide. They want to hide and stuff.
What would you want to tackle if you were dealing with some of this stuff? Right now, it says Gavin Newsom can't stop California pot companies from jumping to hemp.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Gavin. I don't know. I like Gavin Newsom. Did you see Gavin kicking it with Trump the other day?
Him and Trump. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw him when he was with Trump.
Yeah, man. I like Gavin. Gavin just knows. Gavin understands. He understands the game. He's a lifer in this business, you know. But yeah, he's been too harsh, and I don't like. I don't understand the whole weed laws. I mean, the thing about it is, I really do feel like we kind of messed it up for the whole country. California was supposed to lead this whole legalization. Is somebody calling in?
Yeah.
Who's calling in?
I don't know. So
Yeah.
let's find out who it is.
Answer it. First time caller, long time listener.
Too bad.
Accept, press 1. To send a
Too bad we
voicemail,
don't know who it
press
is,
2.
and we screen calls
Why are we screening calls? Put it
because
on.
I actually want to know who it is before we answer, and that's why I was like,
Answer it, damn it. Why are you screening the
Call
call?
from
oh, and they hung up too. It might have been Jeff Wheeler, which is fine. We'll take your call, but no, I'm gonna listen because we put it out there.
A call
You
from
never
Santa Rita prison.
Well, no, you never know if it's gonna be someone we want to talk to or not. So they have to say,
Yeah.
"Hey, it's Jeff Wheeler or it's Enoch the Great." Otherwise, we don't answer your phone calls here.
One of my friends, remember Eric? I think it was Eric Steele. Was it Eric Steele? He's a country DJ. He said he used to be a DJ in Iowa, and people from prisons would call collect, but with a song,
Like song request or something.
Yeah, song request, but they're calling. Yeah,
Well, it's like
maybe that's what.
do you ever watch C-SPAN? A lot of those shows they let you call in, and they always like say some stupid stuff.
Yeah,
Like, let me see here. See if we can find some of that. That's
it's
kind of funny.
crazy.
Um,
It's crazy. Did you see the video of the Philadelphia Eagles head coach today? He just started talking shit. You got to find that video. He was doing a press conference. He just started
Wait,
talking.
okay, so hold on. Say who it was and what they were doing.
The Philadelphia Eagles head coach press conference.
Okay, so hopefully that picked it up.
Yeah,
Um,
Sirianni.
This is 6 hours ago.
That's a
Is
big.
this the one right here? But hold on, that's just.
No, that's not.
I don't want to see any
That one right there.
press conference.
That's it. That's the one.
All
Play
right,
that.
Let's see if we can play it. And I'll see if I can.
Again, I know you guys, like you said, repeatedly, you do everything the same. It's kind of boring. You're intentional about that. But obviously, this time of year, there's always just a heightened sense of everything, media attention, from every angle. Did anything that happened a couple years ago when you were in this position, have you used anything and learned and put it forward this year? Do you take anything from 2 years ago? It's
I don't think
different
I'll-
scenario, different players, different things. Like, what's
I don't
kind of
think
the
that's the one.
parallels, I
don't
guess
think
I
that's
should
the one,
ask.
huh?
Yeah, business as usual. Again, if you're not preparing like you do for this,
That.
That's not it.
Yeah, where are all my friends at? Why are you guys not calling up? All these people.
All these people that are clamoring to be on your show.
All
on a
these
weekly.
people who want to be on my show and stuff. Oh yeah.
And I think it was Enoch, but of course Enoch didn't say, "Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler," or "This is Enoch the
This
Great,"
is Jeff
calling
Wheeler.
in. So when you guys call in, you actually got to say who you are, because otherwise we might not let you on the air.
This is from Santa Rita prison. I got a request from Metallica.
Jeez.
That'd be pretty fun.
So there's a lot of talk about him on, but
Oh yeah. I don't know. Who cares? It was pretty funny. He was just talking shit like crazy.
is he the new coach?
No, he's not. He's been coach for.
And why was he? He was talking shit about the other team, of course.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, he was pissed off at the media because the media started talking about him being fired this year, and now he's in the Super Bowl.
Oh, because
But
they
you
were.
can't-
That's pretty funny though, man. If
Yeah.
if they think you're gonna be fired because you're fucking up or you're
Uh-huh.
how many games you won or lost, and then you turn around and end up in the Super Bowl.
I'm old school. Your shit talking has got to take place after you win the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be. Especially,
Yeah, but if you go from being one of the last teams to one of the top teams,
Well, he called himself the greatest Eagles coach of all time, which is weird because guess who is really the greatest Eagles coach of all time?
Who do you think is the greatest Eagles coach of all
The
time?
the guy who's coaching the other team. He was the Eagles coach too.
Oh, the one that they're playing in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Reed was Eagles coach. Took him to a Super Bowl. I think 2 Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls.
You know, they lost, but I mean, that's just straight up motivation there. You know, like, and the other teams won 2. The Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls. You really shouldn't be motivating them, you know.
Right.
I mean, calling yourself is like, that's just straight up motivation there. And it's like, I don't think the players, I don't know. If I was a player, I'd be like, just shut your ass. Shut your ass and let us win, you know.
I'm seeing if you have any comments. No comments yet, guys.
No
What's
comment,
up? No
nobody's
comments? No
comment.
nothing? What, you
No.
guys asleep at the wheel? What's going on out there?
Nobody loves me and stuff.
Damn.
You know? Nobody loves
We should just
me.
start doing random phone calls to people.
Nobody loves me and stuff.
Should we just do
Nobody
random
loves me. Yeah, so what you got planned? What you got planned?
not a damn thing. I got to make up for last week. Last week I was out of action, so it's all
Yeah,
about making up for lost time
I
now.
know.
So that's what I've got going.
I can't believe you made your dog sick.
I
It's
made
just
my
terrible.
dog sick. He's
Don't
currently
you feel bad like
so
you
horrible.
know, they can't figure out what I got, so I'm just gonna kick it with my dog here, see if they get.
My dog wouldn't leave me alone, man. I felt like I had cancer or something.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe the dog. Maybe you do.
He knows something. He knows something I don't know.
I'm surprised. You know, I'm always surprised.
What about?
No, because you know when I was a kid, I used to live in Venezuela, which was tropical, and we spent a lot of time out in the tropical sun. I got a lot of crazy moles on my back.
You got a lot of crazy moles.
I got crazy.
So what are you worried about? Skin cancer?
Yeah, but I had.
Is that where you're going with
I
this?
had 2 moles removed, but yeah, I had 2 moles removed already from my back. But yeah, it's like it's crazy. You just never know.
So is it they think it was melanoma, but they came out
I don't
benign or
know.
something?
I just think I don't drink. You know,
You don't what?
I don't fucking drink alcohol. I think.
So that's why you think you're getting scars or moles on your
No,
back?
But I'm thinking alcohol is like bad for you.
It
know?
is.
It is, and I think just because I don't drink, but I had 2 of my grandparents made it to like 97. I don't know.
Well, yeah, some people like I think it was
The Italian blood that I got. Yeah.
every time I hear somebody talk about like, oh, there's a 104-year-old lady and she says the secret to life is a piece of dark chocolate and a shot of whiskey every day.
Well, you know the
It's like,
secret.
oh wow.
The
okay.
secret to people keep telling me that I look like I'm still in my 20s, right? So
Boy, who's
Because-
telling you that?
nobody's telling. They used to tell me that you still look like you're in your 30s.
Well, I tell people I'm in my 50s and they late 50s, almost 60, and they go, "Oh." They used to say, "Oh, you don't look like that." Now they just go, "Oh."
Somebody was telling me like they're like, yeah, my bosses are in their 40s. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how old, you know. Your bosses are in their 40s. Those are old people. Like I'm like, do you have any idea? I'm like 52. Like I'm way older than that. It's like, yeah, you know, but it's not a, you know, the thing about it is that my maturity level isn't at 52.
Right.
You know. You know, some people are just way more mature than I ever will be. I don't know why.
Right.
It's crazy. You know, my stepmom and I were like 5 years apart, but my stepmom was way more mature than I ever will be. That maturity level is just like, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get to some maturity level, but it's like, yeah, it's all about maturity level and stuff.
Gotcha.
You know, I don't know. What about your maturity level?
Even though I'm 58, in some ways I'm hella older, in other ways I'm hella younger. It really
yeah.
depends on what it is.
Hell yeah, you know, I thank God every day that I was born in a time where I could hang out in weed lounges and just smoke weed, you know?
That's funny.
Yeah, and I always think like, yeah, you know, I mean, how I ended up in the Bay Area. You know how we ended up in the Bay Area? It was my dad. I never told my dad. My dad used to tell me for years that he was gonna win the lottery, and he never really realized he did win the lottery. He had me. I'm a lottery win, but the reality is my dad did win the fucking lottery. I mean, somehow my dad he was an engineer. We arrived in '79, back when the only problem is nobody even thought about buying Apple stock.
Apple stock in
Yeah.
'79.
If I could go back, it's because my mom saw Steve Jobs do a speech one day, and she didn't think that he was like our kind of people, you know. Like he didn't talk well. I guess maybe he was swearing. I don't know what it was, but my mom just wasn't impressed with Steve Jobs.
So
This
she
is
wasn't.
back-
She
this
wasn't
is back
gonna.
in the '80s. This is in the '80s. This is
What did she have a chance to invest or what?
well, no, of course we had a chance to invest.
I guess everybody had a chance.
We
to
had, we
invest.
were. I mean, Apple went broke almost one time. I mean, you could have picked up cheap Apple stock at least up to like what 86, 85.
Yeah, and one of my best friends back in high school, his dad worked for Wozniak
Yeah,
and was like kind of in a good place when he worked for Wozniak, and then Wozniak was out, and so was this other guy, and so
yeah.
kind of sad.
I'm a Silicon Valley kid, you know.
Yeah, I
People
grew up in
ask me-
Silicon Valley.
People ask me, I'm a Silicon Valley kid. I grew up on Apple computers.
I grew up on Apple and Atari, and
I was at Apple headquarters the day that Steve Jobs died. I actually got my name on the Wall Street Journal. I was down there picking up a friend of mine who worked there. I had no idea that Steve Jobs had died, but here I am. You got the 3 flags. People are just taking pictures.
did you even know what was going on?
Well, yeah, eventually I figured out.
What year was that?
This was maybe
6 or 8?
yeah,
6?
it was a while back. It was
Almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago.
yeah. I remember and then I started talking to some dudes, some journalists.
This is kind of sad. We'll
Well,
ask.
no, let me tell you this story.
Go
So
ahead,
I was
go ahead.
talking to this journalist, and it's like, yeah, I grew up out here in the '80s and near Cupertino, and yeah, I grew up on Apple computers. And next thing I know, the next day, I'm showing everybody, you know, and it was kind of fun, like because my family, they're business people, so I'm like, well, guess who got into the fucking Wall Street Journal? And there I was in the fucking Wall Street Journal, a story about Steve Jobs.
So Steve Jobs died October 5, 2011.
Yeah. So yeah, I got into the Wall Street Journal, but yeah, you know, but I'm a Silicon Valley kid. I grew up out here. I grew up in around the tech world, the techie industry and stuff. You know, my school was full of Asian kids and us. But I think most of us were like, you know, we were all kids of engineers and stuff. But yeah, I'm a Silicon Valley kid.
So I had to pull up the Steve Jobs article.
Yeah, the one with me in it.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm looking back.
put my name in Wall Street Journal. It's gonna pop up.
Is that what it's going to do?
Yeah, put my last name in the Wall Street Journal.
And it's not like I can't spell your last name because I'm looking right at it.
Oh yeah, SCHIA
A I A
PP
P I A P P
ACA
A C A.
SSE.
All right, let's see here.
You know, you're not gonna laugh at me, right? If I admit you this, but people, I never really told this story, but
So every time I look it up, I can't find it with
took-
your name.
it was the 3rd grade I learned how to spell my last name. People never asked me that. Like, yeah, but I was in the 3rd grade when I actually learned how to spell the last name.
Jeez.
It took me that long. But yeah, so, but I'm a Silicon Valley kid, you know, that's the way I look at it. Like, the whole techie world. and
You were
stuff.
here in '79, so how old were you when you came here?
I was
89, 99. So that's
7 years old.
There you go.
Yeah, we were living in Stanford. My dad was at Stanford. I went to
Escondido Village.
Yeah, I lived in Escondido Village. Hell yeah, I lived in.
Yeah, we used
I
to
lived in
either go to
Escondido Village.
Keggers at Escondido Village,
Yeah.
or my friend used to deliver pizzas for Domino's.
Oh yeah,
So I would go with them on
Mhm.
deliveries to Escondido Village.
I lived in Escondido Village, which is weird because Escondido means hidden. So,
Well, it kind of is. It's kind
Yeah.
of behind a whole bunch of woods, and
and then we moved to San Jose, and here I was. Here I made history and stuff, and now, my house went from one successful immigrant family to another one. My house got bought by an Indian family and stuff,
right.
and I do the thought of the house I grew up in smelling like curry. Kind of like, oh my god, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was looking at this guy. He was wearing sandals, and I'm like, how the fuck can you afford this house? But yeah, my house, I think it's still painted the same way. But yeah, actually, yeah, when my parents got a divorce, I was in college, and nobody wanted that house because it was mortgaged, and somebody had to keep it. My dad lived there for years, but yeah, there was a basketball hoop. I had a basketball hoop in the backyard, but they took it down and stuff. They took down my basketball hoop.
So a San Francisco restaurant closes after 115 years.
Oh yeah, of course they're all gonna close.
Well, so we just started seeing some of the economy come back in San Francisco. I mean, we're starting to see more life on things like Market Street where we are, and we're starting to see a lot less buildings that are getting uncovered, from being all boarded up for all these years, for like 7 years. And so this made me feel sad because this is a great restaurant. It's the Sam Wu restaurant.
Oh yeah, that one's a famous restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah, it was going for 115 years, closed yesterday. And that just shows you the state of affairs. We need to have people come back to San Francisco. You had people like Elon Musk come here, buy Twitter, change it to X, and then now wants to relocate or close down.
Well, to tell you the truth, X was already part of his company. He had another company named X.
Well, SpaceX.
Well, yeah. But he had another company named X. So basically, it's like a brand. He was branding it, but you can call it Twitter. He's not gonna get mad at you if you call it Twitter. He'll be like, yeah, But yeah, I'm not, But the real reason why Twitter is always gonna be popular, and it's because you can't really show porn you can't show porn on TikTok, Instagram, but Twitter, you can put all the porn you want, I mean, the porn business runs through Twitter. Like you can't really be in porn without being in Twitter because it's the only one you can look at,
Right.
So in that
Didn't
way,
just a SpaceX rocket blow up again?
yeah, but it doesn't matter. There was nobody on there. If there's nobody on there, they can blow it up. It only counts if there's people there. It was a
No, it
mistake.
only can. Well, yes, it does. It makes a difference more if someone's not on. Okay, so if someone's on there, of course it makes it more
No.
important. But
No,
I'm thinking you stick a rocket in the air and it blows up anyway.
no,
Not good either way.
no.
It's a lot of money.
It's like crying over a Waymo. Like, Waymo crashed. There was nobody in the car. We're not gonna cry over it. But there was nobody on there. I think that's that's how it is. He made him. I don't know. The thing about it is the fact we can even send that shit up there anyway is crazy.
Well, it's crazy that an independent person can't.
Well, no, because NASA doesn't do it. But it's always
They do it, just they don't do it enough for your liking.
there's independent people doing it all over the world who do that shit.
Now they do. They have people like Branson. They have people like Elon. No, I get it. And I'm glad that they've opened it up maybe to individuals, but it's a little sketchy.
But he's in the satellite business. You want to put up a satellite that's able to watch us and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, here's the guy that's, he's in Trump's pocket.
Hey, the Democrats have them. They just didn't know how to keep the guy. I mean, why are we even like getting mad here? The Democrats had this guy. They just couldn't satisfy him. He's the richest man in the world. He needed a fucking challenge. Why are you hating? He needed a fucking challenge, dude. You gotta understand these billionaires, these elections, they're like fun games for them. We take it seriously, but to them it's like, let me see if I can get this thing rolling this way. They're fun games.
So the rocket that exploded on January 6th, even though it was unmanned, it forced multiple airlines over the Gulf of Mexico, soon to be the Gulf of America, to alter course and avoiding falling debris,
I don't know.
setting back Elon Musk's flagship rocket program.
I can't even point at I don't even know where. I can't even tell you where the Gulf of Mexico is. Is it near Mexico?
Yeah, it's near Mexico.
What kind of who's playing golf in Mexico? They play golf in Mexico though.
Let's see.
They got golf courses. But there's nobody on
the
there.
Gulf of Mexico, huh?
Who cares? Are you really trying to get
Flights
upset?
from San Francisco to the Gulf of Mexico
You're really
leaving
getting
February
upset there's
24th and
nobody
coming
on
back
that
March
rocket,
4th start
right?
at $556.
Yeah.
The shortest flight is about 6 hours and 45 minutes
I don't
long.
know any more about.
You can choose different travel
I'm
dates
in my
on your
50s.
screen.
I'm hella old and stuff.
So
I'm all the 2025 for me is all about going old school.
right.
Going old school. Stay off social media. You just gotta talk to people.
We just gotta talk to people.
Yeah, we gotta do more talking. More talking. Less social media. I don't know. Social media is crazy. The real reason that I don't like social media is I can't get any fucking views. Nobody views my shit. You know what I mean? I'm really upset.
All right, here's the Gulf
I'm
of
really
Mexico
upset.
for y'all. That's where the Gulf of Mexico is.
Oh yeah.
So
There it
it's
is.
basically right below the United States
That
to the
does look
right
like a golf
of
course, doesn't
Mexico.
it? It looks like a golf course.
It
I
looks
told
like a
you.
golf course.
I told you, it looks like a golf course. Yeah, why can't nobody's even somebody called in, they hanged up. What's up with that? Call back in, loser. Get your landline running. I'm quite sure Enoch has got a landline still.
Right. So
There it is.
There's another representation of
There
where
it is. Look at that. It's like a big ass pool.
It's like a big
It's
ass.
a big ass pool, isn't it? Like a big ass pool. I go kick it. It's like one of those Vegas looking pools and shit. Yeah.
You guys get a little bit better idea where the Gulf of Mexico is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now you know why he wants to call it the Gulf of America, is because it's right below us.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you can't really change ocean names. Or ocean names controlled by, I don't know, God or something.
Well, no.
But
So
we even came up with the names of the oceans.
So the people that named the oceans and
Yeah.
named the different things are the people that charted it originally. So a good example is we're here in
Yeah.
San Francisco. San Francisco has not always been San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco was originally Yerba Buena,
Yeah.
and Yerba Buena had a harbor, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
now the San Francisco Bay.
Well,
So the
well,
Yerba Buena harbor was actually full of old ships that were here, and they were doing everything from gold to importing and exporting different goods. This is a major thoroughfare from east to
Yeah.
west, and with that, they actually a lot of things happened. The ships got stuck in the mud.
Hell yeah.
People ended up leaving their ships, and then they ended up
You know why they got stuck
building
in the
over
mud?
it.
Because they would arrive to San Francisco. They're like, "Where's the Yerba Buena?" They're like, and then they would
Here's
get
the Yerba Buena.
they arrive, and they're like, what everybody else does arrive. They're like, "Where's the good fucking weed?" Right? And they got high, and the next thing you know, there's no water. The water's gone, and they're just stuck out there. Yeah, I think San Francisco's all built on old ships, right?
Right, it is.
Yeah, there's old
Yerba
ships.
Buena Harbor, San
Yeah.
Francisco.
They arrived here, the Spanish missionaries. They were out here looking for weed and stuff.
So
They
here's a
took the
great
weed.
picture of Yerba Buena Harbor.
I
Let's
mean,
see here.
seriously. Seriously.
So as you could tell,
yeah.
a lot of that right in there is actually now
Oh yeah.
it's actually land.
These people
They
weren't
filled it
looking
in
for
because the
gold.
ships got stuck in the mud. They ended up putting landfill over it.
Yeah. They weren't looking for gold, you know. They arrived. They were looking for weed. They arrived to San
When they were
Francisco.
looking for weed.
The whole gold thing is just an excuse. They don't want to admit to their family they were out here in San Francisco getting high. They're like, yeah, I'm here looking for gold, you know. Like,
And so like even
they were
those-
just getting high.
So like
you
they
know?
filled in a lot of that. You can see. So
Yeah.
what I was going to say about that is like, so when they charted
Yeah.
these waters originally,
Yeah.
they named the only reason Angel Island, or I'm sorry, Treasure Island and Alcatraz are named the way they are
Oh, yeah.
is because they crossed it on a map.
Yeah.
So, what do you call it? Treasure Island and Alcatraz were actually named the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
But when they came here and they charted it, they mapped it wrong. But yeah, all that
Well-
part right there, you could tell where
Well, you-
Alcatraz is in the middle there,
Of course they
and there's
had
a
to-
big inlet,
You know
and
why
that
they had
inlet
to
is
change
now
the
the
name?
wharf.
You know why they changed the names? Because you can't put a prison on something called Angel Island. Like, who's gonna be afraid of Angel Island?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
going to Angel Island prison. Like, that doesn't sound scary at all. Like,
Or
you know?
Angel Island or Treasure Island. Yeah, it doesn't.
Treasure
sound-
Island. You get Treasure Island prison. Like, Treasure Island prison? That's not scary.
But if you look there,
Alcatraz. That's a name. Like, Alcatraz.
but if you look at that old picture
Yeah.
of the harbor, you could tell how much of it is now land.
Angel Island prison and stuff.
That's crazy. It even shows the
It is
mission.
crazy.
So,
It is crazy.
but
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go see Baby Girl. I don't know if it's
You
still
have to go
playing.
see Baby Girl. So what is it? Which one's Baby Girl?
That's a Nicole Kidman. Because I was falling asleep, dude. That's one of the problems with this shit. It puts you to sleep, the St. Ides and stuff.
So
I mean, I was just napping, you know. I was napping in the movie theater, so. Next thing I know, I'm waking, and there she's getting an orgasm. I was like, oh.
and it's because you have that free pass or whatever, so you can go into multiple movies.
But I paid for the fucking pass. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. But
I'm
how much
paying
is the
for that.
pass a month?
It's $25.
Oh boy,
And
how
I-
much is one movie?
I can see three movies a week, you know. Yeah.
You can see up to 3 movies a week. How much is if you went to go see one movie? It's like 15 bucks.
15.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
hello,
good
it's
deal.
worth it. So even if you see 2 movies in a
Yeah.
month's time, it's worth it.
And you know the best part about having this movie pass is that you see the same movie over and over if you want to. You know, a lot of the times you go to the movies, you like a movie, you watch it when it comes out on HBO or Netflix or whatever. But this way, I can just, if I find a movie I like, I mean, I think I've seen a couple.
What's the movie you've seen the most in a movie theater in one day?
Not in one day, but I think I saw Licorice Pizza like 10 times.
Licorice Pizza. What the hell is Licorice
It
Pizza?
was the movie that came out a couple of years ago. I saw Licorice Pizza. There's a couple movies like that I saw a lot. I saw Top Gun like 5 times. The last Top Gun.
Okay.
I mean, that's one of the benefits of this. Like, I've seen I saw for the second time I saw the last Showgirl, but that's the benefit. It's like, yeah, you like a movie, you can see it again. I mean, I think the most I've seen one movie maybe is like twice in a day,
Right.
but that's in the theaters. But yeah, that's the benefit to it. Like, I don't know. I've always liked movies. I worked in a movie theater in high school.
Right.
You know, I'm not proud to tell you guys exactly how I lost my job because it's really a funny story. But
But it's not funny for you.
well, it is funny because I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a 49ers fan. I'm trying to get the day off. The Niners are playing in the Super Bowl, and they don't want to give it to me. So of course I quit. I quit the job because I was like, fuck, I should have just called in sick. I don't think they would have gave a fuck, but because my thing is like, I'm a Niner fan, so
Right.
Yeah, so that's what happened in my job at the movie theater. But yeah, I saw there was one movie that every lunch hour I would steal Magnolias. I saw I think I walked into Steel Magnolias a bunch. I always liked that movie, but yeah, there's some movies because some of them especially now. This is when they bring out all the adult movies. They spend all year.
All the adult movies.
Yeah, they spent all year trying to convince a bunch of high schoolers that you really want to come to the movies. And then when award season shows up, they're like, let's bring out the adult movies.
Right.
So yeah, this is when they got it. But the benefit the thing is, I don't even live there's no AMC near me. There's one in Emeryville, in the Metreon, and the other one is in Koreatown, the Kabuki. But the benefit of going to the Metreon, having a pass at the Metreon, is that they have a lot of foreign films. They have a lot of Asian films they put out. So, and usually when you go see a foreign film, those are really good movies because they don't let you see the shitty movies. There's no shitty foreign movies arriving to America.
Right.
Yeah, there's no that could be a market. You could open up a movie theater and just show shitty foreign movies.
They've done that before.
Yeah.
They have movie theaters that are very much like that.
Yeah. So, but but that's the benefit of it.
Especially here in San Francisco, they
Yeah.
have a lot of old movie houses that show just foreign films or classic films or film noir or whatever.
Sometimes I get risky, sometimes I just follow a group of people into a theater. I have no idea what I'm about to watch.
The movie I've seen the most of in one day in a movie theater was the movie Tommy.
Tommy.
I think I watched it
Oh,
three
yeah.
times in different theaters in the same day. I walked from one theater to another one.
Now let me take a guess here. Did this involve some kind of substance?
No, not at all. This was before I had substances.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is when I was
Oh.
younger. I'm trying to think of when Tommy came out, but I'm thinking it was 76, 78. And no, I wasn't smoking at that point in time
Were
in
you
my life.
playing pinball? You were
I just thought it was crazy because it was a weird movie, and my brother took me to see it.
yeah.
And it was in the days where you could walk out of the theater
Mhm.
and go to the snack bar or the bathroom and then walk into the same theater again
Mhm.
or walk into the theater next to it. They weren't going to check your stubs.
Yeah, back in those days, people didn't even they would just show up whenever, because the theaters would only play one or two movies. So you really didn't necessarily show up for the beginning of a movie because you could watch it anyway. You
You could
just-
watch 3/4 of the end of it and then watch the beginning.
Yeah, you could stay. Yeah, back in those days, basically you could just show up.
Yeah, half the time, the movie theaters that I went to, that one, I forget, it was called the Saratoga 6 or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, Saratoga 6. Yeah.
And so there was 6 or 8 movie theaters there, but
yeah.
you would leave that movie,
That's AMC.
the lights would come up,
Yeah.
they would clean up, sweep up all the popcorn and candy from the floor,
Oh.
and then they would reseat people, but it would be for the next showing, and there'd be 10 minutes in
Wow.
between each show. And so if you went to the bathroom or if you went to the snack bar and then you came back and sat back in, again, they weren't checking your stubs when you were walking back into
No.
the theater.
Nah, I've only been busted sneaking into a movie theater once, and that was in Chile. I was down there. That was years ago. But in America, they don't really fucking. Now it's a little harder because now you got reserved seating.
Have you ever had to go into the trunk of a car to get into a drive-in movie theater?
Well, no,
You never done that?
fuck no.
I've done that at least once.
I haven't done that shit.
Yeah, I've done that at least once. My brother put me in the trunk of a car to get in free.
My brother tried to put me in the trunk a couple of times, but that was for a different.
That was a different reason.
was
Yeah,
for a
just to get
different-
rid of you.
I was at the car show. Remember they had the car show in Moscone? They used to have the car show every Thanksgiving.
Really?
I saw somebody get into a fucking Cadillac because the guy said, I heard that you can fit a body in a Cadillac.
You can
I
fit
swear to God,
multiple
I saw
bodies
some
in a
guy
Cadillac.
just just fucking climb in, get in fucking in the trunk.
Cadillacs, you could fit
Yeah.
a couple people in the back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no.
Even the trunk of the car I
Yeah.
was in, there was plenty of room, but I was also a
Yeah.
kid.
I don't know. But
I was
mean,
pre-teenager. I was probably 10.
When did you start fucking getting tall? Like I don't think you fit in.
So I started getting close to 6 foot in
Yeah.
6th grade.
There's no truck that fits you.
I'm telling you. And so no, I remember he had a, forget what year it was, but it was a Ford Fury, and no, there was plenty of room in that trunk. I could fit in there and then some. And yeah, no, I was like 6 foot in 6th grade, and I remember my brother saying, "You're never gonna pass me. I'm 6'2". I passed him in like my freshman year.
Oh yeah.
I was like 6'2", 6'3" in the freshman year of high school.
My nephew's taller than me, and so he's taller than me.
I ended up now I'm 6. I ended at 6'5" or 6'6". Now I'm like 6'5".
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I shrank an inch and I'm only 58.
People shrink when they get older and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's true. I'm afraid of being caught doing the salute. So.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean like the
I was gonna cut my arms off.
do the Elon Musk salute?
If I have no arms and stuff, they can't accuse me of anything and shit. It's crazy. It's like, it's crazy. I hope they never find that picture of me dressed up as Hitler for Halloween back when I was in high school and stuff. That's just a joke. But we could. I mean, that shit was kind of normal back in those days. That's what I'm saying. Like, these kids just don't understand fun, we were under. I mean, when I was growing up, they fucking made sure we thought a nuclear bomb was gonna take us all out. So
Right.
we weren't really, we lived with that kind of life. We were always under like the nuclear bomb is gonna kill us all. So the whole Russia thing is like, to me, it's like I've been living it. I mean, I don't have to explain it to you. I mean, but it's like, yeah, I remember the whole Russia.
What, that Cold War?
A Cold War. And I'm kind of fucking tired of it, dude. I'm just kind of burnt out on the whole Cold. Now we got Russia pulling.
So I just looked at the top 10 news stories of the day, and Trump is in every one of them except for the first one, which is Deep Seek sparks global AI sell-off as NVIDIA loses about $600 billion because of AI and this Deep Seek thing.
I'm okay if Trump likes golden showers,
Yeah, do you think that's going to come about? Do you think that if there is a videotape, it's going to come about?
I mean, haven't you realized that shit never, because
it would have been out already? Same thing with the Stormy Daniels. They say Stormy Daniels had some sort of sex tape.
She might have, but like, I think Stormy Daniels.
I sure wouldn't have. Then I wouldn't have taken the deal for $130,000 if I had a Trump sex tape.
About it, I think she was to tell you the truth. Stormy Daniels was trying to get on The Apprentice. She's not on some celebrity golf course.
You think that's what's going on?
No, that's what happened. She wanted to get on The Apprentice. He's out here doing some celebrity golf course. I mean, I'm quite sure, I'm not guessing,
Yeah, he was
I'm not
promoting
guessing.
that.
Maybe Stormy was like, Trump wasn't her only, And I think Stormy probably would have said nothing until they paid her ass off. I think she got upset over it. Maybe she had something. She had feelings. She's like, oh my God, now they're paying me off. Like, I don't want, I don't think maybe, who knows what was going on there. But I do think, I saw a TV show with Stormy Daniels. She had some weird doll. But I like Stormy Daniels. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think there's any sex tape. It's been so long. I mean, where are the sex tapes? They might be hidden. The truth is, when you're president, you got a sex tape. The government's gonna buy that anyway. So if there is shit like that out there, I'm quite sure that it's been taken over government property.
Speaking of property here in San Francisco,
there's ways of making sure people, they don't they get paid off. But I'm quite sure when you become president, any of that stuff is automatically bought up by the government. You know, they got it in some vault somewhere. You know.
So it was reported by NBC News today that Robin Williams' former San Francisco mansion sells for $18.1 million.
Oh yeah.
And that's that because look at that. Do you see the mansion?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
San Francisco mansion owned by the late Robin Williams sold for 18.1 according to Compass Properties. The sale of the 6-bedroom home in the Sea Cliffs neighborhood, first reported by SF Gate, closed on January 23rd. It was listed back in 2023 for $25 million.
Well, his other
Oh,
house
so it was
got-
listed for 25, but they only got 18.1. I wonder who got it. It was somebody like a Bezos
Maybe.
or a Elon or somebody, but it was somebody that
Isn't that where Pelosi lives in that area?
what the Sea Cliff.
I'm not even.
She's up
sure,
on the
but
hill. She's in like Pacific Heights, I think.
I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I've never been inside these areas, so I don't fucking know.
You've been in rich parts of San Francisco. You've gone through like
I don't know.
Pacific Heights and stuff.
Yeah. It's yeah, you know. I'm a BART person.
You're a
yeah.
BART person, so you don't ever stray from the
Yeah.
line.
Well, no. If your city's not on BART, chances are I haven't been there. You know.
Chances are you haven't
You
been
know,
there.
I got friends from El Sobrante. I don't fucking know El Sobrante. What the fuck is El Sobrante?
El
I
Sobrante,
don't know.
East Bay
Vallejo.
City.
Like that event you told me to go to Vallejo. I'm like, I can't get to fucking Vallejo.
You should have told me. You couldn't have got to Vallejo. Did you post about, hey, I need a ride to Vallejo?
No, I asked a couple of friends of mine, but you know, and then you were sick, so I thought, you know.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, I would have went.
But
Otherwise,
if
I would have definitely went. I like
if
going
I-
to those events because I usually get invites for them,
I'm
and
a
then
BART person,
it's
you know?
rare that if it's too far away or
I'm a
whatever,
BART
I don't
person.
go.
You know, the BART strike. I can remember those BART strikes because they affected me.
They affected
You know
me.
the crazy thing about America, the fucking bus system. If you live in a rich area, your bus system's gonna suck. They don't give a fuck. The buses where I live, they run once an hour. They don't even bother. You know, they don't even fucking run buses in the weekend where I live. They fucking gave money to like where I live, my hood, Rossmore, the senior community, to run buses. They don't even fucking run buses on the weekends. So basically, you know, yeah, you know, but the BART is everything, you know. I can go a lot.
But you've gone around San Francisco a lot. You get here on BART, and then don't you get onto a bus? Don't you get onto Muni?
Oh yeah, I get on Muni. I go to Stonestown and stuff, you know, because they got the best Asian food in town and stuff. You know.
Oh my
Dude.
gosh. Even so, it's Dr. Pickle's sandwich shop, and the mission's closing
Yeah.
too.
You know there's a pickleball tournament at the Warfield. Isn't it?
What?
In the Warfield, they're having like some
Isn't that
cele-
weird?
they're having a celebrity pickleball tournament.
Oh, celebrity.
It's a celebrity. I mean, where the fuck are they gonna play pickleball? I mean, they could do it. I mean, the stage is probably big enough for one, but
All right, so let's read about this before we close out soon. Celebrity pickleball bash featuring Mario Lopez. Oh, that just got me going.
Dude,
Chris Mullen,
oh, no.
Theo, Terrell Owens, Brandy, was it Chastain, Hunter Pence? Oh my
I
God.
got some saved.
Jesse
by the Bell.
James Decker and Eric Decker.
I got
Who's
some-
Jesse James Decker and Eric Decker?
They're the Decker. They're the Decker kids.
Yeah, I don't know who
I
Decker
think
is.
Jesse James Decker is a blonde.
So let me
I
see
think
here.
he's
That's
a-
on February
like a
16th
blonde
at
one.
12 p.m. Doors open at 11.
I don't know.
Join us for the inaugural Celebrity Pickleball Bash in the
Yeah.
heart of San Francisco. This 2-day event is packed with high-energy pickleball action.
Terrell Owens, yeah, Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens, man, that's gotta be fun to watch.
All right,
man.
top athletes, basketball and beyond. Watch NBA stars, pickleball pros, and celebrities dink. Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
bet you that's who those guys are.
Yeah, I think Snoop Dogg is gonna be there. I'm quite sure. You know, but they.
Snoop Dogg. Okay, so certain things would
Right.
be fun.
I got some free tickets because I sent in a picture of my pickle. They're like,
You sent in a picture of your Dr. Pickle and they sent you some tickets.
yeah, they're like, if you want free tickets, send us a picture of your pickle. I did, and I got a bunch of free.
And you've been blocked and canceled forever.
Maybe.
Okay, you got about a minute left. Do what you do, dude.
I don't know. Ask around. It's hard to find in my dick picture. It's not around. It's hard to find a dick picture. Like.
So, what do you got going? Promote whatever you got going.
Well, of course, I got this show. It's coming up to February. You know, Black History Month is coming up. So, of course, you know, we're going to get some guests here. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But you know what you're going to get? You're going to get me. And what else is better than me, you know? What the fuck else is better than me? You know? I mean, where else can you get me? Where else can you get me, dude? Like, you know? Where else can you get me but me? I am me. I'm the original. I'm not some robot. I'm not AI robot. I haven't been trained by the man and stuff. Nobody sent me to spy school. You know, I'm not some all that stuff. I've never been compromised.
So, all right. Well, I'm glad that you've never been compromised and that you're the man. I guess I'll do my last minute promo. All right. My name is Paul Brumbaugh. You can check out everything I do on paulbrumbaugh.com. Check me out on all social medias under the same name, Paul Brumbaugh. You see the number below me. You can also check out what we do at Edge Studios. Edge Studios. Oh, this side. Edge Studios. Check out everything we do online. We're here to help you. If you're here in San Francisco or if you're beyond, we can help you remotely. So reach out to us at Edge Studios. Thanks for having me on, Chris.
Thank you for being on, Paul. You know, you're like our best guest.
I'm the filler.
Hey, you know.
It is what it is.
It's all good.
But we'll see you next week on the
St. Ides. St. Ides, baby.
St. Ides.
St.
He needs to
Ides.
be. So
I'm
he
looking
needs,
at you, St. Ides.
There we go. That better be a short.
The high tea, not the other stuff. I'm not touching the malt liquor.
So do a really quick, before I sign off, do a quick reel for St. Ides right now. And action.
You know, every morning I can't wake. I talk, I start, and then I drink my St. Ides and I wake up. It's a bad. Actually, dude, if you can't sleep, just drink one of these. You'll be sleeping all night long. St. Ides, I love you. You are the best. Not the malt liquor stuff, you know. That stuff is no good, but other stuff, this high tea, you know. I look at St. Ides like, oh.
There you go. Looking at the eyes with the St. Ides.
I'm looking at this can like, oh my God.
All right, you guys, till next week. We out.